All right, this headline came faster than I think most of us expected after talking last week about the Wizards shipping their all-star Bradley Beal to a new team, possibly. It happened as quick as can be. Sunday, Father's Day, the deal was announced. He is heading to the Phoenix Suns to join up with Devin Booker and Kevin Durant, forming the NBA's only true Super 3 left under the new CBA and tax agreement. The Suns are going all in here. They've never won a championship in franchise history. They just saw the Nuggets in the West get their first one, and they're all in. New owner Matt Ishbia said, screw it, I'm pushing all of my chips into the table, and it's a ballsy move. I just don't know if it's going to pay off for the Suns. Is this a difference maker? First and foremost, Bradley Beal is an elite scorer. He's an all-star level player, but he's had some injuries, hasn't played 60 games in the past 3 seasons. You pair that with a Kevin Durant who feels like he is never healthy during the regular season, and a Devin Booker who really had his first kind of injuries last season. It could mean trouble for this Suns team to grind through the NBA regular season, because honestly, the regular season is a grind. It's 82 games. It's a lot of load management these days, and you need some depth and bench guys playing to get you through these stretches. But if they're all on the court, this is one of the most deadly offenses in the NBA. And I think they were thinking they just played the NBA champion Denver Nuggets in the second round. They went 6 games. Booker, Durant went crazy in that series. They just did not have any help. There were really only 2 scoring options for them. Ayton was no factor whatsoever, and the role players were absolutely horrendous. So I think their motto is, if we have a third guy, the Nuggets just won't have enough firepower to score with us. And honestly, I don't think this moves the needle much. I still think the Nuggets have to be favored to come out of the West. If Michael Porter Jr. can get some sort of consistency, the Nuggets are talking dynastic level runs. Nikola Jokic is not getting figured out anytime soon here. But hey, when you're a new owner, when you're an organization that has won absolutely nothing, you hedged your entire future on bringing in Kevin Durant this past season, you might as well double down and bring in another superstar. The problem is, this puts this team in cap hell. They send Chris Paul and Landry Shamet away, along with 4 second-round picks and some pick swaps that are really never going to come to fruition. And it was really shattering to a lot of people, shocking that this was the best that the Wizards could get. Now, Beal had a no-trade clause, so he really prioritized where he could and could not end up. The Heat were in talks with them, but it seems like the Heat are loading up, saving for maybe Damian Lillard, who they much prefer they would have. I mean, it's what they had to give. They had no first-round picks, the Suns. They all belong to Brooklyn. They're going to have no picks for the next 10 drafts, it feels like. They really are all in on championship-level teams. The problem is they don't have any cap money now. They got 3 supermax guys, 4 max guys if you include Ayton. They currently have 6 guys under contract, so they have 1 bench player and a starting 5 they can field. I just said how many games these guys tend to miss. How are you going to get through the NBA regular season? Now, they are under the double cap luxury threshold as we currently stand right now. They're over the luxury tax. They're going to be paying $13 million or $23 million in extra penalties in fees straight out of the owner's pocket for the contracts they have. But if they go over, they're just $4 million away from going over this super tax. You could lose out on mid-level exemptions, which are really important in the buyout market and signing veteran minimums. You could lose draft picks, not that they have any to begin with, but you could get punished. The NBA has set up this new CBA that basically you can afford 2 stars and really good role players on every team. They want to avoid these Super 3 setups, and now the Suns have 3.5. Now, maybe they try and move DeAndre Ayton to bring in some veterans to bring that cap number down a little bit and add some depth to this team. But hey, the key to this team is, do veterans who are okay with taking the minimum think that they can win a championship with this team, which I gotta believe they feel. There could be some very useful veterans out there that will sign for the vet minimum to keep them under this tax threshold so they can add these guys, give the team some depth. But it's a real question if this team's going to survive an 82-game season. You don't want to necessarily be in that 7 or 8 seed having to do the playing game. And I mean, I guess you could be a 5-6 seed, but you don't want to go on the road for 2 rounds. You'd much rather be in those top 4 seeds, having at least home court for 1 playoff series, because when you get to the top of the top, it's much better to have that extra game at home than it isn't. So it could put the Suns in a really, really bad situation, especially if these injuries turn up. Like I said, Bradley Beal hasn't played over 60 games in 3 seasons. Now, I expect this to maybe be a little bit better. There was zero motivation in Washington for him to heal up, play games. He just needs to sit on the bench. Washington's kind of tanking. They really are a disaster of a franchise right now. They don't know what they're doing. I'm assuming Kristaps Porzingis is going to opt out. So is Kyle Kuzma. They're going to get rid of Chris Paul, either buy him out or ship him to a new place. So the Wizards are in full rebuild mode. But I don't know why they're waiting till now to trade Bradley Beal. You could have gotten rid of him last year, 2 years ago. We all knew Victor Wembanyama was going to be in this draft. We all knew he was a generational type talent and prospect. And next year's draft, one of the worst drafts in a long, long time, according to the scouts. Now, of course, there may be a guy here or there that crops up, but man, it's looking bare bones out there for this upcoming NBA draft. So I find no point in tanking for that draft and acquiring picks because there's nobody there to get. But I guess that's what the Wizards are going to do. But from the Suns, I'm not sure if this puts them over the top. We have an elite 3. I kind of like 8, and I think Frank Vogel does a very good job of getting them over the top with the big men, really getting the max out of them. So I think we could see a renaissance from him. But the Suns are all in. I'm not sure it's enough to beat the Nuggets in the West. And hey, if KD fails with this team, it's just another laugh on KD's resume where he plays on nothing but these absurd teams. And he really only has 2 championships to show for it. This could be a Brooklyn situation all over again that blows up the organization. Now, the Nets seem to have salvaged that entire experiment between KD, Harden, and Kyrie. But man, I don't know if the Suns will be able to bounce back from a blow up on this one. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Are the Suns now the favorite to come out of the West? Do you like this move for the Suns? Do you like this move for the Wizards? Or do you think they were kind of had their hand forced? Could there possibly been a better offer from somebody out there? I don't know, but let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Again, like this video, subscribe to the channel if you're not already, share this video with your friends, and I'll see y'all tomorrow.